Good morning, Bulldogs. Welcome to IB Advisory. This is the second half of our service learning presentation, talking also about the Miracle Foundation and our partnership with them this year. So today we're going to be discussing slides 8 through 16, and so let's get going. All right, so I want you to think about what are the things that you're passionate about. Think of the things that you enjoy doing. What gets you excited? What makes you feel happy? Think of those things that maybe those hobbies you have, or those things that you can sit down and you can start working on it, and suddenly your mom calls you for dinner and you didn't even realize that it had been 2 to 3 hours working on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the passions, the things you're interested in, and see if we can use those to help others. For me, this list includes, I love good food, especially the food that I don't have to cook. I love to have others cook for me. I love to hang out with friends, especially pre-pandemic, and have fun. I love decorating, interior decorating. I love spending time with my family. I love reading, chocolate, and exercising. So I want you to think a little bit about what your list would be about the things that you like to do, and what will you put on that list. All right, so this year at Hernandez, all students will have opportunities to serve. So all International Baccalaureate students are service learners, meaning that we want you guys to focus on the world around you. We want you to be able to think in a global perspective, but act locally in order to help things in your sphere of influence. And there will be a lot more information to come this year on opportunities to serve. So for 6th and 7th graders, you are going to be assisting with our school-wide community project. And that school-wide community project includes the Miracle Foundation. So again, I will be heading that up, and again, more information to come. For the 8th graders have the opportunity to create their own IB community project. And so it'll look a little bit different than it has in years past, just because of the pandemic. But I'll talk to all the 8th graders later a little bit about that. And so those 8th graders will also have opportunities to help with the Miracle Foundation, or they can create their own project based on something that they're interested in. All right, so again, the Miracle Foundation, what we usually do is we tie our school-wide IB community project to our curriculum, to other things that we're doing in our school. And so this year we'll be learning about the background of India. Where is it? Why are there so many orphans and orphanages? What are the basic rights of a child? What rights do every child, or should every child, have around the world? And how has the Miracle Foundation bettered the lives of orphans? And so anyway, we'll be talking about the Miracle Foundation. Big picture wise, we'll be talking about their mission. We'll be talking about things that we can do in Round Rock, Texas, that will actually help the Miracle Foundation in what they're doing for orphans halfway across the world in India. Okay, and this is just a snapshot from their webpage. Go ahead and look it up if you haven't. It's just miraclefoundation.com. They have a lot of different areas you can read. If you click on the one that says media, there are a bunch of videos. Some of the videos I've posted here, some of them I haven't yet. Also, if you click on stories, they have stories and blogs and articles going back 10 years if you want to look at the work that they've been doing, not only in India, but elsewhere. Okay, today we're going to talk about Priya's story. This is a short video clip that talks about her experience with the Miracle Foundation.
Priya. Today, she is a happy 16-year-old girl. But when Priya was 8, her father died, and her mother had no choice but to place her in an orphanage. Without money to care for her and worried about her daughter's education, it was a desperate act of selfless love. For 5 long years, Priya lived apart from her family, away from her little sister, separated from her grandmother. When Miracle Foundation met Priya, we became committed to supporting her education, health, and safety, and ensuring she would thrive until she was back home where she belonged.
त्याच्यानंतर मी इथं आलं बरंच वाटलं आले बरं झाले घरात आई वडिलांमध्ये राहायला ते चांगलं तिथे म्हणजे असतं मॅडम वगैरे पण एवढे जवळ असं कोण नाही ना.
Every child has the right to thrive, and every child, just like Priya, has the right to a family that loves them. Miracle Foundation is committed to a family for every child in our lifetime.
Okay, so that is one of their taglines, a child or a family for every child in their lifetime. And so just like Priya's story, they have many, many other stories of children who, not because parents didn't like them or didn't want them around, but because they couldn't afford them or there were other circumstances that they were unable to keep their children. And so, like Priya's story, the orphanage served a purpose for 5 years. And then during the time that the children are at the orphanage, the Miracle Foundation is trying to provide the support so that eventually the children can get back with their parents, if that's their story. Now, obviously, there are children that are there that maybe their parents are no longer around, no longer living. In those situations, then the Miracle Foundation tries to make sure that each and every child has everything they need, that they're being educated, that they're being taken care of, and then hopefully will be adopted out to a loving family. All right. So I hope you've been thinking about your passions. I hope you've been thinking about those things that you like. Ask yourself what you have learned in your lifetime or this year that has moved you. Maybe you've seen a story in the news. Maybe you've watched a movie. What is something that has affected you that you've wanted to become a part of? So open your eyes to opportunities around you. Are there activities at home, at school, church? Does someone you know already engage in a cause that you could support? I know that starting things from ground zero is a lot harder than kind of linking into someone else's cause. Like for us, say we wanted to help orphans in India. We are actually linking into the Miracle Foundation and partnering with them this year to help their mission, but they've already been up and running. They were started in the year 2000. So after 20 years, they're kind of like a well-oiled machine, and we're just linking into that to help them. Also, I have a 14-year-old daughter. I think I've told you she's a freshman in high school. And she really feels strongly about cancer and the American Cancer Society. I actually lost my first husband to cancer when she and her twin brother were only 2 years old. And so she was really, really, really young. But during her entire life, that's kind of been on the forefront of her mind. And she's trying to get some community service hours in because that's good when you put on your college application. But other than that, Like I said, she's always had a passion for helping others. And so we just participated. She helped organize a 5K run for the American Cancer Society in conjunction with someone else whose husband currently has cancer. And just with sending out invitations and everybody doing the 5K and then donating to the American Cancer Society, we raised almost $1,000 for the American Cancer Society, and that just happened a few weeks ago. So like I said, it doesn't have to be something that everybody else is doing. Kind of tap into something that you feel strongly about in your own life. What are your strengths? How can you use those to benefit others? Okay, so this is our motto for this year, to think global and to act local. Again, as IB learners, we expect and hope that you guys will take service learning to heart and that you'll be able to help with the Miracle Foundation and others around you. That's all for today, Hernandez, and we'll see you next time.